Genie, a childhood without language. Imagine growing up without language. No conversations, no questions, no one speaking to you at all. This was the heartbreaking reality of Genie, one of the most important and tragic case studies in the history of psychology and language development. Genie was born in 1957 in the United States. From the age of about 20 months, her life changed in devastating ways. She was kept in extreme isolation by her father, confined for long periods, punished for making noise, and rarely spoken to. Human interaction, warmth, and communication were almost entirely absent from her childhood. For nearly 13 years, Genie lived in severe neglect. She had almost no exposure to language and very little social contact. During the years when most children are learning to speak, play, and connect with others, Genie was instead growing up in silence. In 1976, Genie was finally discovered when her mother escaped the home and sought help. Authorities quickly realized that something was deeply wrong. Genie could not speak properly and behaved very differently from other children her age. She walked in an unusual way, struggled to chew solid food, and communicated mainly through gestures and sounds rather than words. Genie was taken into care, and her case immediately attracted the attention of psychologists, linguists, and doctors. They hoped to understand how such extreme isolation had affected her development, and whether it was still possible for her to learn language. Once removed from her isolated environment, Genie began to make progress. She learned new words, simple signs and gestures. She showed increasing interest in social interaction and began to express basic emotions. For the first time in her life, she experienced care, attention, and communication. However, her language development remained severely limited. While Genie could learn individual words, she struggled with grammar and sentence structure. Her speech often lacked proper word order and endings. Instead of forming full sentences, her language remained simple and fragmented, even after years of support. This pattern became central to a major psychological idea known as the critical period hypothesis. This theory suggests that there is a limited window in early childhood when the brain is especially prepared to learn language. If language input is missing during this period, full language development may never be possible. Genie's case appeared to strongly support this idea. Despite intensive training and care, she never fully mastered language, even though her intelligence and understanding improved in other areas. Her experience suggested that some aspects of language depend on early exposure in ways that cannot be fully reversed later. At the same time, Genie's case raised serious ethical concerns. Some critics argued that researchers focused too heavily on studying her development and not enough on her emotional well-being. Genie was moved between foster homes and institutions, and the care she received was often inconsistent. Over time, some of the language skills she had gained began to fade. These concerns played an important role in shaping modern ethical standards in psychology. Genie's case helped researchers recognize the need to protect vulnerable individuals and to place well-being above scientific curiosity. Genie's story changed psychology in lasting ways. It deepened understanding of the importance of early social interaction, how language develops in the brain, the emotional impact of extreme neglect, and the limits of recovery after early deprivation. Genie is believed to still be alive today, living in specialist care. Her identity and location are kept private to protect her dignity. At its heart, Genie's story is not just about science. It is about the human need for connection. Her life showed that language, empathy, and social understanding do not grow on their own. They grow through relationships, care, and communication. So the next time you speak, listen, or share a thought, remember this. Those abilities depend on early experiences that are easy to take for granted. a truth revealed by a young girl discovered in 1970, whose silent childhood forever changed how psychology understands language and development.
If you enjoyed our channel, please click subscribe.